What's up, migraine hacks? I want to do a video about something I've come to terms with slowly but steadily over the last several years, and that is that just sitting is the number one predictor of whether or not I'm going to get a headache. If I sit and do computer work, or if I sit on a couch watching TV, or even if I'm sitting lounging with my girlfriend on her sofa, if I'm doing anything sitting, especially in a chair or in a sofa, in other words, sitting the Western way, not sitting like on the floor or on the ground like a caveman or like a Buddhist monk. I'm talking about sitting like I'm sitting right now, actually, ironically. Sitting fucking causes headaches for me. This is true, I would imagine, for many people who have occipital neuralgia. And I'm starting to think that maybe we developed occipital neuralgia because we sit so damn much. I don't know exactly what the anatomy is of why sitting flows uphill into the neck and triggers headache symptoms, but damn it, it does. If I have a day where I don't sit at all, and assuming I'm not doing some other strenuous physical activity that strains the neck, which is actually even a greater predictor of whether or not I'm going to get a headache, is lifting, overdoing my lifting and tweaking my neck, or straight up training my neck by doing neck curls or using an iron neck machine. That's a damn guarantee, because it's putting the force directly into the neck and causing the neck muscles to go into recovery. That's the number one trigger. But the number two trigger is just sitting. So stop fucking sitting. You don't have to sit so much. If you're an office worker, stand. I know standing gets exhausting, but as soon as you go to sit because you're feeling tired or whatever, or you're feeling bored with the standing or uneasy, and then you sit in your office chair, the headache is not far away. So get it through your head. Sitting is the trigger. Sitting might even be the cause that put us into this state in the first place of having necks that are so susceptible to occipital neuralgia and headaches. Use a standing desk, and instead of spending 75% of your time at the standing desk, spend 95% of the time at the standing desk. If you're going to sit because you're tired, it better damn be for only a few minutes at a time. And if you're hanging out with guests, don't sit on the couch. Find a different way to sit. The couch is going to kill you. Get up and pace around and have them make fun of you if that's what it takes. I've always been known as a pacer because deep down, I know that sitting is uncomfortable for me and leads to headaches. But whenever I get up and start standing around or pacing around or moving my body, people are like, oh, why are you pacing? Are you okay? Relax, sit down. Well, fuck you. You don't know what it's like to have occipital neuralgia. And so you got to just accept it. Come to terms with it. A perfect example of the relationship between sitting and headaches is the fact that when I started the Tufts Postbac program, Tufts Postbac Pre-Med program, it was a 2-year program I did from 2018 to 2020. I went into that program with very low headaches. I had come off my headache surgery. I was just doing really good. My headache frequency was minimal. Then when I did that program and I started studying for freaking 8 hours a day, by the second semester, I had developed chronic headaches again. And by the end of the program, I had so many headaches that that was a big reason why I never went on to dental school, was because my headaches had gotten so bad. So the wear and tear of the sitting, I think, was a major contributor. Another period of my life where I have a lot of headaches is during tax season. I'm a tax preparer. Tax season is February through April. From February through April, as I sit with tax clients doing appointments for 7-8 hours a day, I have a very high frequency of headaches. And so last tax season, I got a standing desk, and whenever I was actually doing the tax returns alone without the clients there, I would stand, and that cut down my headaches tremendously. But when the clients would come in for their interviews and they would sit down in front of me, of course, I would sit with them. And so the sitting is what killed me. And the other day I had a client come in, and for 2 hours I sat and did computer work, filled out his tax return basically. And the next day I had a really bad fucking headache in my neck. So this year what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand even when the clients come in for their interviews. And the way that I'm going to make that work is that I'm going to get, they call them, what do they call them? Well, they're basically bar stools, but they're called drafting chairs. Drafting chairs go up really high because I guess they're for like engineers that are standing and drafting while standing, drafting who knows what, plans of some kind. So if you just Amazon drafting chair, these things come up. And so I'm going to have my clients just sit up high while I stand. And I'm going to see if I can cut my headaches down by, 50% this tax season. I think I can. I'm really fucking sure that sitting is the culprit. I challenge you. Go a day where you just don't sit, but you also don't strain your neck through some sort of strenuous physical activity, like fucking wiring lights into the ceiling or doing some other kind of strenuous work that, abuses your neck. Just don't sit. Don't abuse your neck. And then I promise you, I bet you your neck will feel a lot better and you're less likely to have occipital neuralgia that day and the day after. So please realize that there's a one-to-one relationship between sitting and getting a headache. And sit less, drive less, get a standing desk. Don't read from physical books. Listen to audiobooks. Reading is a killer. The other day I was reading my buddy's manuscript that he gave me, and I was sitting down on the couch reading it, and my fucking neck started acting up. That's the smoking gun. Sitting is a huge contributor to occipital neuralgia headaches. How many times do I got to say it? Please give it a shot. And remember, every time you sit, I want there to be a fucking alarm that goes off in your head where you're like, okay, I'm sitting now. It's only a matter of time. And then as soon as possible, get off your ass, get back to a posture that is going to be less likely to trigger your headaches. That would be standing. That would be squatting, actually. So if you do have to read something or if you do have to be on your phone, I recommend squatting. Get up against a wall and squat like they do in other parts of the world, like in Asia. They're big into squatting so that your knees are above your waist, leaning up against a wall. That's a great position to be sitting in and reading and being on the phone. Eventually your knees get tired, so you can only do so much of it, but it's good for, little 10-minute bursts of needing to read or be on the phone. And just, sitting is poison. Okay, that's my message to you, Migraine Hacks. Hope you enjoyed it. What are your thoughts on this? Is this true to your experience as well? Let me know. Good luck. Get off your ass. Stop sitting. Peace.